Hey, family, thanks for tuning in. I'm really excited about the conversation I'm having today. I'm going to be using some of this social distancing time to record interviews with people who've been really fantastic in their lives and incredible in mine. And so some of the conversations I know are going to inspire and inform you as well. We're living through some trying times, and I think it's important that we all stay connected and we support each other and continue to smile every day. With that said, my guest today is Dr. John Kim. Initially, I met him through introduction from my daughter. I was dealing with some really very painful physical aspects of my life. I'd had an accident and my face was a wreck, to be candid. Dr. John Kim went to work right away and he brought a smile to my face that I hadn't had for 2 months because it was quite simply too painful for me to smile. Dr. Kim believes that it's important that we smile every day. And I'm so excited for you to join my conversation with him. He's going to teach you how to smile as well. So listen up for all of the great tips he brings to us. And with that, please listen to my interview with Dr. John Kim.
Special guest speaker today, the first African American woman
to own a $1 billion company. Her name is
Janice Bryant Howroyd,
founder and CEO of staffing firm Act One,
the largest private staffing company in North America.
She's now ranked by Forbes as second wealthiest self-made African American woman in America, behind only Ms. Oprah Winfrey.
She could fill a book with her words of wisdom.
Janice, great to have you on the show.
Janice, welcome to the program.
Janice, what about your point of view? Janice, thank you so much.
Hey, Dr. Kim, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. My honor.
Well, Dr. Kim, I love you and have known you for so long. I want everybody to get to know you. And I know you have a big following online, but would you please just explain to everybody who's listening right now who you are and what it is that you do?
Yes, my name is John Kim. I'm practicing Asian medicine over 30 years in Redondo Beach, California. I'm just healing the people and then help the people and motivate their spirits and also help our community as I'm a practitioner.
Well, you certainly helped me a lot, and I've shared it oftentimes with people that when I had an unfortunate accident so many years ago, I really thought I was going to end up having to have a lot of surgery to get myself well. And my daughter introduced me to you. I remember going in to see you and the gentleness of the environment and the warmth of the tea, the welcome by your team. And then when you walked in, it was as though all of my stress was being relieved before you ever approached me. So the spiritual impact you had was full. You also gave some very practical medical attention to me, and you engaged acupuncture in that process, and it made a big difference for me and eliminated me having to have surgery. That was when I really became your big fan. My daughter had told me enough about you to respect you, but I became quite a fan of yours. Can you just share a little bit with me about what your philosophies are that got you to that point where you could have that kind of impact on me before you even opened your mouth?
Thank you for a very warm introduction, and then thank you for sharing your your experience. My interest is that ever since it began with people needs to understand everybody has their own healing components that what they have, which is we call just literally even your own immune system. But how you think, how you approach it, it came out the physical body is very different. So in other words, you're physically and emotionally they get together as a wholeness of our health to achieve better health to achieve. So mainly we're just motivated as for daily life to be yourself, to be regulated to your life, to be more, routine of your life as your good well-being.
A lot of people right now are feeling pretty lonely or in isolation, even if they're in a house full of people. And I know I've talked with people who seem to have pretty good energy and they're feeling a little depressed. How do they use their time at home to achieve what you're talking about right now, or even change their thinking? You're so positive. How do you help people to get from where they are right now with that depression?
Right. So especially these days, we're all stay home and by yourself. Oftentimes we feel like, oh, I'm the alone, and then I have no help. But actually, we have to a little bit slight thinking differently. Then everything is a lot easier. Which is remind yourself that you are not the only one going through these hard times. We are a world are going through this together. So first of all, that you need to away from your fearness, because we are all not only I'm the only one going through this, and then secondly is you're just to think about all the other good things going on instead of your restrictions. So many things instead. Oh well, we have a beautiful family. I have a stay home, and then we still have a nice sunshines come on, and in general stuff that you are never really feel really closely. This is the time to have a nice break time to really thinking about who you are and have a chance to really feel feel myself.
I think you're really onto something there because I've
Mm-hmm.
taken to working in my dining room right now because I get
Mm-hmm.
such a big, beam of light in there and it hits really quickly. And I've given my office sun. And Dr. Kim, I have to tell you, between each of my sessions of work, I go out and the skies
Mm-hmm.
have been amazing here in Southern California. I know you're on
Mm-hmm.
the and you're looking at a lot of the same sky that I may be looking at, but it's almost as though
Mm-hmm.
the sky and all the plants around us are reminding us that the world is still yielding for us, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then also we just to literally also do not listening and watching too much negative news, and then thinking about all the some who are losing their life through this hard time. Instead, less we think, less think about all negative news. Instead, less we just a few minutes even pray for my loved one or thinking about our neighbors, our countries, and the world, and then just to I would like to contribute to my thoughts and pray to my own God, to asking sincerely about helping each other.
That's one of the things that I really love about you because all the
Hmm.
time I've known you, and I've known you for several years now,
Hmm.
you begin everything with the point of meditation. Even before we began our conversation today, you led a meditation. You really do take
Hmm.
an approach of whole body wellness. Can you talk about what whole body wellness means?
So we're oftentimes we're just thinking about my brain, the commanding to everything, and the leading the life, and then the leading forces by the direction by the your brain. But we never just really thinking about, hey, my dear, to my heart, what do you want to eat lunch today? Hey, my dear, did you drink the water? You want some water? So we need to learn. We never really have a chance to dialogue between me and myself. Instead, always looking for the direction. Almost like our life, we're looking for like a football game in our life in the United States, which is looking for the touchdown or first down. Otherwise, several months later, then I'm a loser side. So instead, I need to look back to myself a little bit more, uh, you know, different way to value to it. So this kind of things is makes it life easier through this kind of hard time going through.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Before I met you,
Hmm.
I confess I'd never actually talked to my body in that way. I'd never asked my heart what it like for lunch. I never asked my stomach what would it like. I usually let my head tell my stomach, and it really
Hmm.
sounds so simple. It's almost funny how simple it sounds, but there's a lot of goodness underneath it, and there's a lot of science underneath it. Why do you think people don't know about this?
Well, where our modern education is, we're more just looking for the more. We'll make a plan and we're pursuing it, and then we'll get the harvest. We get so used to it. Also, also, we're modern education. We're just looking at the more like a black and white, who's right and wrong. But in our philosophy, in Eastern philosophy point of view, balance, which is the sun and moon. That's the balance. men and women. That's the balance. And then your trees and metal. That's the balance. Hot and cold. That's also balance. So instead of looking at the black and white, you need to know the black because you need to know the white. You know what the good is because we experience what the bad is. So instead of we just always the dividing mode, instead unifying mode with the balance, achieving the balance. So that's the one thing also our society is a little bit not easy to achieving that. So when you're thinking about the more balance, then we can a little bit more sit back and relax. Instead, we are more try to every day more achiever, goal getter, and then we just make a timeline, put myself the timeline, and put myself to each quarter we have to reach the point. So we every day we're very used to it, that huddle every day by day more huddle and then reach that point instead of day making to myself. Instead, we are the one to always go getter. That's why we don't know how to sit back and relax. Does that make sense to you?
It's always made sense to me when you talk with me, and I've become a better person because of the things you've taught me. One of the things you talked to me early on in our relationship was about this balance that you just referenced right now, and about reading your own body and listening to your body. And I remember when I laid on your table and you were telling me you were listening to my body as you applied the acupuncture needles. How do we learn to listen to our own bodies? A lot of people are, at home now, they're hunkered down. How do they learn to listen to their own bodies?
There's a few ways we could say it. At least you don't have a really genuinely spend time with yourself. How do you get to know yourself? One of the daily experience exercise, one of the good thing is just a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. You pray or meditate. And that's how you start it. Instead of, prepare the morning and the rush hour, catching the rush hours and then run. Even beginning with that instead, let's get up 5 minutes early. Take a 3 to 5 minutes, your own, small ritual from the beginning.
Dr. Kim, yesterday was Passover, where so many joined together in the Jewish tradition of praying for the angel of death to pass over their homes, to, lead their life. And then today is Good Friday. So many people not in that rush hour any longer on the street are still living and treating themselves as though they're in that rush hour. I talk with a lot of my own.
That's right.
Yeah, and even myself, I find that I'm still rushing to get to that 7 o'clock call or make that 5 a.m. That's 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So I think that many of us may do the same thing where we thought technology was going to make life easier, but we all became more wedded to it and embedded in it. And now I think working from home, many of us aren't really learning how to create that balance that you talk about, and we may be losing one of the best advantages. My mom said to me this morning, every Friday we talk together and we pray together, and she said to me this morning, I was telling her I had done 2 calls before I reached her. She said, you weren't doing those calls when you were in traffic. Why don't you take that traffic time to be quiet a little bit? So you met my mom. You know her gentleness of spirit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How do we do this, though? We have to be pretty decided about it, don't we? Because a lot of people are working more, not less, from home.
I think this is a great exercise for take a break. Do you know that song? You move too fast. Slow down. You move too fast. I think that song.
Got to make the morning last. Feeling
right.
We can't sing a lot of it because we don't own the right to it. But I think people know what you're talking about.
Yes, we move too fast. Slow down. Even just to think about now these days, now we have to eat more at home. Either we wanted it or not. How good it is. So then now what? this is the cook and eat more food at home. How beautiful it is. When you cook your food at home, you have more control over what goes in your food. And we need to re-establish the dialogue between us and the food we eat. And we can do this through cooking and preparing our own food or family get together instead of watching your phone. So I think this is another great benefit that we take up. The virus send us home, and the virus send even your own room. How good it is. We need to slow down.
You do make a lot of sense. I remember you telling me once that I could actually have bigger, better thoughts if I would think more slowly. And that seemed so crazy to me at the time. But
yes.
I bless you every day for that, because in this time in business right now, I'm finding that I really do have to stop and think and slow down a little bit so that I can think bigger, better thoughts. So I'm grateful to you for that. I know that you do a lot of work with integrating acupuncture and yoga into your practice. How are they like naturally matched to treat us better, or do they integrate well with Western medicine from your perspective? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. The acupuncture, Asian medicine always have also traditional their movement system, movement exercise, which is they call qigong, tai chi, yoga. They're all traditional exercise from the East. And then one thing is all got identical point is eventually your mind is calm and the focus has got better, and then your exercise going to be better. So everything is those exercises give us, ourselves a little bit more relax and pose, and a slow movement versus the faster movements. Especially Tai Chi, you understand the Tai Chi and the people in the park in the China, the group of senior citizens, they're like slow movements and all together. So those are slow movements with the breathing exercise, then body gets build some energy naturally. So that's all very different point of our slow down, even give us more energy. Wow, that's a little different than what we learned through it, So sports high versus relaxation actually is the same zone. Why? We all produce alpha waves, which is we're producing more endorphin through the certain regular movements, and then the brain waves gets to it to follow the other waves. So that's how we understand the slow movement of our body.
You talked about the sports high and then the slowness of yoga, and I was actually thinking a lot of athletes integrate yoga into their routines, don't they?
Absolutely. So, for instance, one of professional athletes now they're using acupuncture and breathing exercise and meditation. You hear here and there, which is 20 years ago we didn't hear that much. Now we could hear the more. Means yes, absolutely going on the more integrating medicine and integrating our knowledge, and that's the integrating, which is Eastern Western exercise. We are presenting together here. Absolutely.
Well, is acupuncture covered by insurance?
Matter of fact, that you are really also helping our entire acupuncture community, because several years ago that you are bringing it to the topic of Asian medicine. You bring that issue. You are bringing that discussion. One of the big matter at the White House. So at this moment, I really need to thank you for that. You're doing it for us. However, what a coincidence! Obamacare, they're covered with the acupuncture inclusive right now. So now insurance field, yes, acupuncture is wide welcome compared to 20, 30 years ago versus now. Absolutely, we're all covered now.
But I did rally for it. The decision wasn't mine to make. It was just my discussion. But I will tell you this: I can't thank you enough. The work you did on me and the way you helped my body to heal in ways I didn't even know. Oh God, I don't want to be emotional. In ways I didn't even know that it was ill. There was no way that I couldn't rally for more people to experience. So, I can't thank you enough for that, and you gave me so much attention and care. I mean, you're a small business owner yourself, and you took precious time and invested so much time with me. So I can't thank you enough. By the way, Dr. Kim, how is your business holding up during this COVID-19 crisis?
Well, as we all going through the small business owners, as we're middle level of our clinic, we're just wide open. But of course, we're like a 1/3 of a patient versus regular time. You mentioned it earlier for that hours. You enjoyed our session in the decade. Guess what? But I think I helped a lot of part. But one thing I still didn't help you because you are only sleeping 4 hours. You're a workaholic. That I still didn't fix you. How about
I have to tell you,
it still doesn't work for that.
No. After our last session, I have to tell you, and God bless you, and it's Good Friday, so I have to be honest here. I always feel as though I have to be so honest with you, Dr. Kim, like you can see through my heart. But the truth is, I actually did get better sleep after our last session. And I thought that I was going to have to force myself to do it simply because I feel like you're a student and, you're going to give me a bad grade if I don't behave. Like when you stick your needles in, you're going to see if I'm telling the truth or not. But, and maybe you do because you read my body. So maybe that is kind of the truth at the end of it. But I have been giving better attention to my sleep and my rest and my health overall. So I do have to confess that you did help me to rethink that. I'm not saying that I'm staying on that forever. I think I'll always need you to remind me, but I did do a lot better. And I think that being at home and quarantined as I am with my husband and my son here, it helps a lot. We've been through that actually we gave it 3 weeks because my husband being elderly, I wanted to make sure I was very attentive to him in a different way. Dr. Kim, I don't look at myself as fitting that age group. They tell us they're right. So who's home with you right now? Who are you quarantined with? Are you on your own?
No, we just have here's my wife and also actually my grown son and also stay in my house as well. So we three of us is having sometimes have cooking together and eating together and watching together, watching the movie together. So it's a lot of fun actually. We're staying home.
Have you guys got a different routine now than you had before? Have you changed your routine at all now than you did before COVID-19?
No, you know what? One thing I really do most of the nights after dinner, as I preaching our meditation, after dinner, I am just walking outside of my, community. So just walk around the 40 minutes to the 1 hour, most of the evening. Except last night we have rain, we couldn't do it. So that's one of my really routine enjoyment that I like to recommend it everybody. So when you walk the dog after dinner, a little longer than 10, 15 minutes, So usually 20 minutes, you're going to catch the 1 mile when you are doing for a while you walk. So easily you could estimate, 1 mile about 20, 25 minutes. So that means your 2 mile walk, hey, you have 40 to 50 minutes to walk. How about that? So I'm very highly recommended to you guys to doing that to follow.
That's awesome. One of my friends in New York told me they ordered a simulation of a walk machine, and they just open the window because they can't go out because in a high-rise apartment. But they they open the window and walk in front of the window. There are a lot of ways we can get creative, huh?
Absolutely, and then also you could get into the even internet. You could find out the 15-minute, 30 minutes exercise, and a lot of fun one, and then very serious one. You name it, you have so many choice. You could have it and put it on.
We also have the choice, Dr. Kim. I hate to cut you off, but we also have the choice of your classes because you have a strong internet following. Can you just tell us how people can follow your classes online and when they can follow you?
Yes, I've been taught Zen meditation over 15 years, so this class has been that long. But because of the virus of affecting, so we just changed to the online. So Facebook /official Dr. Kim. That's my address. You could come in to join the live meditation every Friday, Saturday morning, 7 o'clock.
Now that's California time.
Yes, California time.
So our friends on the East.
Yeah, East is easier. We do 7, they are in the 10 o'clock. Ha ha ha.
Or if they're in the UK, right? If they're in the UK. But could you just repeat that again so people get it without having to say that?
Yes, Facebook /official Dr. Kim.
Dr. Kim.
Yes, and then before I forget that, I need to mention one thing. I really, really need to let you know that I really love you and dearly love you. You know why? Because you has been loyal to the people so many different ways and then so long, and so many people you've been took care of it. Even just your maid, they've been working 20 years, even Ronnie, all your belongings around your people, you take care of them, not just a few months, not just a few years. You've been took care of them decades. So I really appreciate you are very loyal and royal to the people. You are such a extraordinary person, as I know. Thank you. I really wanted to let the people know about you. I would like to mention about this.
Oh, Dr. Kim. Well, listen, we are surrounded by beautiful people. Mom used to tell us all the time that, it's easy to see a person's fault, but for every fault you see, that person has a multitude of good in them, and it's up to you to find it. And I've just been blessed that so many wonderful people are around me, people like you. And there are people who don't have that, Dr. Kim. There are a lot of people right now who are feeling depression and loneliness, and they felt it before COVID, but it's just, it's just exponentially worse for them. How do they find they're healthy and they're happy while they're quarantined at home? Maybe instead of feeling that loneliness, they can feel empowerment. How do they gain that?
I would love to exercise to them. You need to give yourself, compliment yourself. See, I am such a wonderful human being. I'm a great citizen of our country. I'm such a good neighbor. I'm such a great husband or wife. I'm such a great individual as a human being. I'm such a good joker. I'm a good smile person. See, there's so many ways you need to know how to describe to yourself every day, at least 5 times a day. Guess what? You know how to pet your own pet. How come we don't know how to pet ourselves, right? So this is the way you are giving yourself more recognition. That makes you emotionally a lot better afterwards. But not only the one day. I want you to do it every day. You are the one not in this planet, in this world not existed. So you are only one person, and you have only one DNA. No one has the same as you have one DNA. I'm the only one in the whole world. So you are precious as who you are, as right now. So that is a very important way you understand you are so important person in this world. And then you are amazing as one individual. So this is my real message to everyone need to know that you deserve to love yourself.
Wow. Wow, you deserve to love yourself. You know, we hear a lot of people talk about people deserving things, and it's
Yes.
debatable whether or not you deserve this or deserve that, health care, all kinds of things. But here's the one
Yes.
thing a lot of us have been taught. I know I was brought up where I was taught not to talk too much about myself or to, to praise yourself. I think what you're talking about is something different than being boastful or haughty. I think you're talking about it more in line with appreciating the God in you and how you were created. I think you may need to help some people to understand you're not telling them feel themselves superior to anyone. You're telling them to feel the love and the goodness they are. Yes?
Yes. And then also, if you practice as you are more loving yourself, then you are even more easy to reach to your own God as well. You know, you don't even help yourself. How can other people can help, right? We heard about that before. The same matter. You are loyal to yourself, then you know how to loyal to others, right? So some point of you feel you're existing. Your existence is important as you understand the power of today, power of now. You don't have love in your heart. What we can say the power of even now. The power of now without love, then you don't have anything. So you're supposed to be love yourself, and you need to exercise for that.
So, like anything that you want to get better at, you want to get expert at, you have to be deliberate in practicing that. You have to not just know it ethereally, you have to actually teach yourself and then repeat to yourself.
Yes. So while you're driving, someone who cuts into it, go ahead, let them come in after that. Hey, you pat yourself. Hey, you did a good job. You're such a good driver.
You didn't blow the horn at them. But that's something that Kobe Bryant really followed a lot, and he had a lot of Eastern teaching as well. But one of the things that he believed in was that practice and that repetitive coaching to yourself, didn't he?
Yeah, killer instinct it's not the you making to the others. You make your own killer instinct means you have to love yourself. Then killer instinct come out from your heart with the compassion.
Yeah, because he was a very compassionate person. He knew how to put the killer instinct into the game, but not into his interactions with other people. And we watched him evolve on the court when he became a Laker. We saw him become more of a team player and then more of a team leader, didn't we? Practicing every day the way you're talking.
Yeah, and then also he has a great work ethic. He practiced, many hours. Someone who doesn't do it that much. So he's not a good shooter. He has a great work ethic. Great work ethics makes result. That's one of the things I really admire of him, as I'm a Lakers fan as well, right? So this is a good time, we're coronavirus going on. That we just, instead of we're going to lose into ourselves, hey, get back on our ethics. Myself. So one ethic is I need to be diligently recognize myself. The order to I get the more fresh and positive energy comes out from my heart, and then I'm ready to share with others because I have enough. Then what are you going to do? I'm overwhelmed to love myself. Then what? What are you going to do? Nothing I can do. Then I'm going to share with others. Love myself, love one another. I think that none of the religion doesn't disagree with it. So coronavirus going on, this is the time so I need to really more love myself. Then my fearness is gone. And then now I'm ready to get back to work as soon as we're going to come down. But this is a time where you still need to chill out. Be safe at home and save others.
Yeah, and this isn't vacation time. This is the time that we actually can regenerate and learn ourselves differently and make sure that we're not overworking at home, as you keep reminding me.
Yes, this is another transformation, not just the holding on, not just the word stuck. Another transformation for everybody.
Well, Dr. Kim, I have Christy here. You know Christy because most people think of her as my executive aide, but she's really my boss. And there's no way she can have a conversation without talking with you. So she wants to greet you, but she also says she had a question for you. Are you okay with Christy just jumping in and asking you a couple of questions?
Absolutely. Please.
Hello, Dr. Kim.
Hi, Christy. How are you?
It's so great to hear your voice again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I think I need a little bit of your help and expertise with me sleeping more on the weekends. I'm having trouble with this stay at home and quarantine at home on the weekends. I'm sleeping more than I should, and I want some advice or good insight as to what I can do along with others, because I'm sure it's a lot of other people sleeping more than usual on the weekends.
So she's got the opposite problem to me, Dr. Kim.
First of all, we always didn't have enough time to sleep. So this time, let's enjoy enough to sleep. I think that's one of the things we should really enjoy at first. And then next thing is, I definitely recommend that you should have a little routine plan. Let's say we get up, whenever sunrise, we should get up. Sundown, we should a little slow down, right? That's the natural medicine, right? Same thing as we should have a little bit more time frame, a little bit like a plan, like, what time you want to get up? Okay, then you're going to get up 8 o'clock. Okay, let's make a daily plan a little bit. 3 times a day, you should have a walk a little bit, and then we should have a right time to take some vitamins, and then you should have some, nice meal to you prepare, and just the way you should have a daily plan a little bit more, regularly, and the regular routine gives you a little bit more rule out. Then you may not have a sleep that much. So same way, you should make 5 days and then at least 1 or 2 days. Why not? Well, let's have a sleep a little bit late. Enjoy the as where this is the God give us a little break time. Take some advantage of that.
Well, I'm working Monday through Friday, so I do have a routine for the work, and usually on the weekend when it was our regular normal, but this is like the new normal right now. So it's taking me some adjustment for my weekends because it's like, I can get a nap now, just different things because I'm still waking up early in the morning, but I find myself napping or I'll lay down just to be quiet, and it's off to sleep I go.
One of the things I could recommend it then, this is what I've been doing the last 1 week. I'm just cleaning up my bookshelves. 1 week, I already make about four shelves empty. That means I need to get rid of it, quite of the book that I just get rid of that. So in other words, this is a good time. So you're gonna just clean it up and plan on weekend to clean up your desk and your bookshelves or your garage and your closet.
Wow, that's great.
Perfect time. This is a perfect time. We're gonna all work on it.
So you're recommending that we clean our heads, our hearts, and our closet.
Yes.
That's great. I can just something that you mentioned for sure.
But you have to hold on for the garage sale.
I'll tell you one thing. so many people needing things right now, Dr. Kim.
No,
It goes
absolutely
a
no.
lot deeper than what you're talking about, because pulling those things off of our shelves, whether they're books or clothes or whatever, I think, and then just reserving them in a place when we can reunite with people. I don't know if Goodwill or Salvation Army or making pickups or anything these days, but I do think it is a good time to cleanse our hearts and to give things forward. You know, living in the house with all these things, I think maybe we can start to see how much of it we really need, because a lot of people are going to need after COVID who didn't need before.
Right. You know, one of the idea I could share, make a 3 big, bag, big 3 bags. You made it, and then one put it on the today, one is the past, one is the tomorrow. So your things you need to think about. Okay, tomorrow, future, I need this. Then you put it in as a future things, and then today you need it, and then put the today things. Yesterday, I carry this, my memory, all kind of things. You carrying it, that's yesterday. So put the stuff to the past, today, and tomorrow. So 3 big bags, and then that's how you clean up all the stuff. And then you just keep the only today's one. Then you're easy to eliminate the others. That's one of the ideas that I could share with you guys.
I think it's beautiful. I was just about to say that may work for the stuff in our house and the stuff in our heads and the stuff in our hearts as well. So we could do 3D as 3H, house, head, and heart.
Exactly.
I do have a question for you, Dr. Kim, that I wanted to ask you earlier, and I just really have to find out. Now, what about pets, and how is this playing? Because I've talked with several of my friends, particularly, again, the ones in New York who tend to have small house pets. And pets have a long time been a comfort for people, cats, dogs, however we find our relationships with animals. But some of them are saying that their pets seem to kind of be feeling different. And, my thought was maybe you're throwing it on to the pet. Maybe you're throwing that energy to them. But how do pets play into this, and what kind of care can we be giving our pets right now?
Well, I think the pets is more in the love these days, because the people more in the stay home. But same time, probably they get a little stressed out. They don't have their own room. But now these days, the pet does a really beautiful thing that I read the article. It's a lot of senior citizens. And the pets give them so much comfort, especially we cannot go out. So I thought it was now it's a pet doing us. Pets are our patriots right now. Just the way we need to more regularly, more walk with the dog. Dog will love it, right?
Yeah.
So this time we need to more spend time with your own pet as well. More walk. And definitely at least 3 times a day, I want you guys walk. Every after meal, I want you guys to walk, maybe 10, 15 minutes walk. That would be really, really helpful for everyone.
So that's going to help not just the digestion. You're saying that's going to help with our whole wellness, that whole body wellness that you teach.
Yes, and then especially this time, also you really need to think about your someone who elderly people, your neighbor, your family, your grandpa, grandma, some your auntie and uncle. This is a time you should check on them regularly, not just only one. Just regularly. I think this is a really great time to need to check on the elderly people regularly.
Maybe introduce them to your yoga classes too, because my sister Trish was such a fan of your classes when she could go into your studio, and that you would have all age groups in there. You don't have to just be next gen, Gen Z, or millennial. That you had some people in there all ages, so you can jump into yoga at any time, huh?
Absolutely. Also, very simple things also we can do. Look, push up, kneel down, touch the knee, and push up 10 times and 3 sets, morning and evening. It's not that hard, right?
No,
touch
it's
the
not
knee
hard.
And then push up 10 times, 3 sets. and 2 times a day. I think that's also a very simple exercise. You give you some movements. So always, yes.
Well, when you look at what's going on in the world today, and everybody's out to be better and be well. Some people take the form of blaming people. Some people take the form of helping people. What's your prayer for all of us right now? You're a very prayer-giving person. I remember you loved going to Joshua Tree. What's your prayer for the world right now?
It's right now. I think that was a very, very, very valuable question that you made it out. Typically, virus has been going on. Even just 100 years ago, we went through that kind of Spain flu. That experience creates usually this kind of a virus creates we are blamed to each other, and then after blame, turning to the angry, and then that angry we have to point it out to something. So this is the kind of the naturally appearing this kind of distrust because of a virus. So we need to understand we are not made at this kind of anger towards each other. Instead, we need to understand the virus. We cannot trust each other, people, because of the virus. We are appearing this kind of discrepancy of the emotion. So first of all, you need to understand we didn't create this kind of anger each other. So virus created. We need to understand that. And the second part is for we cannot do the only one county and one city do well. Especially this kind of pandemic thing, it's the whole world. We need to help each other, and then we got all better. So in that point, we cannot allow to blame each other. We need to understand more bigger version of what the problem we are on, which is that's why we call it pandemic. The whole world is affected, and then whole world is you got we're going through this kind of stuff. So basic point is you need to know how to control you need to know what is come from the anger. And then secondly is this is more the whole thing. So whole world going on. So you need to think about the compassion, more bigger mind. That's how you need to get away from the more individual, more small mind to get the one or the other who did it, who didn't do it. Instead of that, we need to think about the more bigger heart and the way we understand more bigger picture.
Wow.
And then especially this kind of uncertainty going on, that's why we really need to more pray and meditate every day, regularly.
Well, I can hardly wait until I can see you again for my acupuncture. You taught me a while ago. You said that with your practice in medicine, you work to prevent illness, and that you, as you would read the body and you would treat the body, you were listening to the body. I don't know that I've learned to listen to my body as well as you could listen to it, but I certainly do thank you for everything that you're sharing with us, because every time I've listened to you, I know I've gotten better.
Thank you for having me. And that I wish all of us that we're going to have a definitely better tomorrow. So we need to bring it to the positive hope. We could share each other. That's why we're going to defeat this tough pandemic problems. We're going to win. We're together. We're going to win. Not the singular way. We hands get together, and we're going to defeat these problems.
Dr. Kim, earlier this morning, I was listening to Dr. Redfield from the director of CDC, and he was sharing that this virus, this COVID-19 virus, it has many strengths against us, but it does have a weakness. And that weakness is that virus can't swim 7 feet. And if we stay distant by 6 feet, that's part of how we can help to keep ourselves well. And I remember you telling me early on before I started to listen to any of the big advice given, you were telling me it's really important to go and be quiet to yourself sometimes, that that's part of your health. So I think all of this has a meaning and a message. And I'm going to wrap this up right now, but wow, it's just been so wonderful to speak with you and hear your advice on these topics. I can't thank you enough for being here. You have just been so incredible in my life. And I went to you because if you recall, the first time I saw you, I said, Dr. Kim, it hurts me to laugh. And I love to laugh. And I had such pain in my face to laugh. And you helped bring the laughter back to my face. And I just can't thank you enough. So, if there's anything that you think you want to share right now, I will receive it and I will just be grateful for it on behalf of so many people who will be enjoying your conversation with me.
Thank you. And then my hands put together to bow now.
This has been wonderful, Dr. Kim. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right. Stay well. Stay well.
Thank you. You too.
My conversations are always brought to you with love from my home to yours. So, family, we're going to be posting more of these interviews soon. If you have any suggestions for topics or guests for the podcast, you can email them to me from my website, askjbh.com. And thanks for listening. I'm sending love to everybody and wishing you health and happiness. Stay safe.